mental well-being. That is why we introduce to you the Healthy You Talk Show, a brand new show that is going to address matters concerning your health, nutrition, stress management, mental health, name it. We bring to you a wide range of experts who are going to be touching pertinent issues concerning our health. Tune in every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live on Faith Today TV.
Mountain Moving Faith. This is my latest book. And if you want to learn how you can move mountains, life has many mountains. While this journey, you will encounter mountains and you wonder, how can I move mountains? This is a book to read. And it took me time to research, to pray, and to wait on God and look at the scriptures and what Jesus talked about moving mountains. And this book is quite a story, it's quite an inspiration. It is quite something that will change your life. So order your copy today. We can send it to you wherever you are in this country. We will be able to send this book to you on Mountain Moving Faith. Call that number or send a message and our team will be able to ship it to you wherever you are. There's a book to read. You can also buy for your friend, for a family as a gift. And I have no doubt they will thank you and that they will be always thankful for what you have done for them. So God bless you as you read this book, Mountain Moving Faith.
A hospital in Risambo along Lumumba Drive. We are level 4 facility, SHA accredited.
Oral diseases are the most common non-communicable diseases worldwide. They are affecting a tune of 3.5 billion people, according to the World Health Organization. That means half of the entire world population is suffering from preventable dental diseases. Now think about this. Brushing your teeth alone is like showering with your clothes on. You might feel clean, but there are most important spots you are missing. Now, could this be one of the reasons why we have rising cases of tooth decays, gum diseases, and the bad breath? We find that out today. Greetings and welcome to the Healthy You. This is your favorite health program on Faith Today television, bringing you expert health insights. My name is Enock Kitondekijja, and I'm your host. Special thanks goes to JCK Hospital. Now, these are our distinguished partners. They make this program possible. You can find them in Risambo along Lumumba Drive, just next to Happy Life Children's Home, or opposite Park University. Just recently, they had a very successful medical camp in Juja Farm, and we want to appreciate them and applaud them for the great work they're doing in our community. I'm well informed they're also having another one coming up in Mwiki. So people in Mwiki, this is coming very soon. We'll be informing you about the very dates and places. You can find out this information on their social media platform. That is JCK Hospital. Now today we are having a very important topic that we want to discuss. Most people think they know it, but you'll be surprised. So many are suffering because you really are losing or lacking some critical information that you need about oral health. We are talking about oral health dental care. And the argument is brushing alone enough? Now we have an expert in the building, a very passionate gentleman who has been in this industry for some time. He's here with us to help us break this down and get this to the bottom end. Now, before I invite him, I'm aware we have those of you who are following us on social media. We recognize you and we want to remind you to please subscribe, follow this discussion. If it has touched you, feel free to share with your family, your friends, so that they don't miss this right now, right here. Now, back to my guest, Dr. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
This is Face Today at Television. Would you kindly introduce yourself fully to our viewers?
It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is James Kariuki. I'm an oral health officer based at Roysambu, Mirage Dental Clinic. It's on Lumumba Drive, Jeddah Plaza, first floor. I'm also a partner with JCK Hospital. I'm also a partner with German doctors. They are based at Mathare Slums 4A. They have a Baraka Health Center. So I'm usually there every Wednesday from 8 to 2. So oral health, it's a passion.
Yeah.
I can say it's my hobby. I do it as a hobby and that's why I love it.
You love it. And I like it when I get people on a set who are really passionate at what they do. I'm very sure we're going to get quality information. Today now for our viewers, this is how we start. James, tell us, how has been your week? Like, how has it started?
My week has been good.
Yeah.
I can't complain. Yeah, you see, when you help one here, you gain another here. You give thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's been a good week so far.
Yeah.
Considering this is the oral health month.
Yeah.
We had our day last week on 20th. That was on Thursday. And it was awesome. So we are still continuing with the oral health programs.
Yeah.
Oral health month, the whole of March.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm this happy.
Wow. I'm happy to get that report from you. This is Mr. James here, Kariuki, on set, and is very passionate, as you've heard. You've seen him moving all over the country, different places, helping people. So he's here to help you. So if you have any question concerning your oral health, dental care, anything around that, feel free to use that number on your screen. He is here to answer you. And you remember, the earlier the better. Yeah, and for those of you who have any emergency, again, JCK Hospital number is right on your screen. Make sure you utilize it. Let's ask kick off, Daktari. We also want to understand about oral health, because mostly when you talk about oral health or dental care, people just think about teeth, and that is it. But would you give us a broader picture of what oral health is and what it entails?
So oral health, we can start with, first of all, defining what is oral. Oral is everything that is in the mouth, from the cheeks, the lips, the gums, and now finally the teeth. So when we say oral health is the well-being of all those combined. Because one, if you have bleeding gums, that's a disease in itself. If you have a cavity, that's another disease. If your cheeks are inflamed, that's another disease. If you have mouth sores, another issue. So all of those constitute what we call the oral health. Yeah? So we can start with the basic ones, now the outer ones. The ones we neglect. Since you don't have a toothache, you just assume. Let's say, for example, you have now on the lips, the outer lips. You find some people we have sores. Sometimes they have, we call them abscess ulcers. The common one is called cold sores. They signify something more. There is something more happening inside you. You go into the cheeks, you find they have now the wounds, the small wounds, which come and go. Most of them, they are more viral than bacterial, so they signify other things. Then we go to the gums, which is the most common and the most neglected. Because you see, when you have a cavity, it will pain.
A cavity
Definitely.
meaning a hole?
A hole in on the tooth.
Okay.
Definitely you have the pain or the sensitivity. So it will be an emergency for you. But when they're bleeding, you are bleeding, you don't even care. I'll just brush with salt. I'll just buy a mouthwash, and that's it. But in the long run, you're just piling trouble on yourself. As we'll see later, what will happen after you neglect now the gums. Then you have the teeth, the cavities. Sometimes you have a cavity. There are people who have different thresholds for pain. There are some who have high, some who have low. For example, you find someone with a very small cavity, but they can't chew with that tooth. Then you find others with craters of cavities. You can call them craters because they are so big. They've never experienced any pain. But what they are doing now, that bacteria which is in that cavity, when you are not using that mouth, you are sleeping, you are not talking, the bacteria now will circulate with the saliva to now the other teeth, to the other parts of the oral cavity, and you end up now having more trouble. You get it?
Yep. Sure. And that's quite interesting because people thought that when you talk about dental health, it's just limited to the teeth. But I like the way you really break it down for us, that it's not just the teeth, it is your cheeks, it is your lips, it is your gums, you know. Yes, your teeth are also involved in there, your tongue, and then everything to do with the palate.
True.
Speaking of that, help us understand now, because I'm sure even as you just talk about this topic, there are people who feel pain even right now. You've helped us understand the different thresholds, but those people who can't really tolerate the pain. So what are the causes of these dental problems that we hear about, the pain that we are talking about today? Help us understand the causes.
So let's start now with the dental pain. The dental pain, it can occur due to various reasons. One, let's say for example, you are eating something like, something soft like rice, but there is something like a small piece of stone. Then you crash on it. Now, when you crash on it, one, the tooth may experience something we call a hairline fracture. It's a fracture that cannot even be seen in an X-ray, but it's there. So long it's shooting. Yeah, it's a crack.
Yeah.
So sometimes after, let's say, it happened today, then after some time you start feeling now there is pain on that tooth. You take an X-ray, you don't see anything. So that can be one cause. Two, let's say for example, these people who use their teeth as bottle openers, it can also cause another fracture, which is even worse, because you can find the whole, like the half of the tooth, it's chipped. Some may fall off, some may not. That's another source. Then we have the degradation of the gum line. We call it the cemento-enamel junction, whereby we have, you see this part?
Yeah.
This part
on
the gum line.
Yeah.
It's the junction between the enamel and the cementum. Cementum is the outer cover of the root.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as the enamel. Enamel is the hardest part. Actually, it's the hardest part in your body. So that junction, when you overbrush, okay, I'll teach you how to brush. Absolutely. But if you're brushing like this, you're injuring that junction.
Yeah.
So that's when you find some people say they have a sensitivity along the gum line.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even take ice cream. I can't do this. Then you see the adverts, use Sensodyne. Then you use Sensodyne. But are you changing your problems? Your problem is the brushing. So have you changed it? No. So the problem will not go.
This is very interesting because you are demystifying a lot of stuff here that people have been taking for granted. Just brushing poorly is exposing your teeth to a lot of damage, you know. You're talking about us, generously, we open people's bottles on, weddings, just helping out because the opener has taken long. That's not right. So now also as we eat rice, we enjoy the rice and then you find a stone, it could affect. Okay, so are there other causes that we need to know?
So those are the most neglected.
The most neglected.
Yeah,
Okay.
you won't even know. It looks like normal. It's normal. Opening a bottle, it's normal.
Biting on a stone in the rice.
Yeah. Then we come now to the main one, the cavity. Cavity. As we say, it's brought about by dental caries. It's a decay of tooth. But how does it start? It starts way, way early. Let's say, for example, I'm having a toothache right now. Definitely that cavity didn't start yesterday. It started like 3-4 years ago.
Really? It's that long?
Yeah. It starts as something we call a white lesion. It's like a degradation of the enamel. You see your tooth, let's say for example, the molars. It starts by becoming extra white.
Molars, you mean this behind?
Now,
teeth?
the molars, they are the big ones.
Okay.
These are the most common to get cavities. The molars and the premolars.
Okay.
And if ever, for molars, mostly they are on top. Reason being, if you look at the molars, they have like lines. We call them ridges.
Yeah.
Some are deep. So when they are deep, when you eat, you leave there. Some food is left on top. Okay?
Yeah.
So with time, even after brushing, now it goes, now the ridge becomes a more of a crater.
Yeah.
Pole pole.
Eating
Slowly, until it reaches the dentine.
Yeah.
Once it reaches the dentine, that's when you start now feeling the sensitivity. But it started way, way early.
Yeah.
You noted your teeth are have those black lines.
Yeah.
But you just assume it's not sensitive, it's not painful. It becomes sensitive. I can use Sensodyne. So you apply Sensodyne. Then it starts now getting, there is like a pain that comes maybe when eating. Some put gloves. It's okay, the pain will go at that time. But then it will come a time when none of that, even the painkillers won't help you. That's when now it becomes an emergency. That's when you call me, Daktari, sijalala. Then you are here, we are.
Okay.
One, it may be because of the acute pulpitis. Pulpitis is the inflammation of now the pulp is the combination of nerve and blood vessels inside the tooth. So it's very inflamed. Or it might be due to infection.
Yeah.
So that are the two main causes. Now, when it's too late.
Yeah.
If it's infection, we take an X-ray, we consider whether we can save the tooth or not. But if it's not, just inflammation, we can save the tooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. I'm also curious. I want to know what really eats out that the enamel, the outer lining of the teeth. What really eats the teeth deep? Because we eat food every day. So I'm just wondering what really brings the trouble. Yeah.
So we start with the basic.
Yeah.
When food is broken down, when you eat, food is left in the mouth. Some food is left in the mouth. Now, this is why I was saying about toothbrushing. Let's say, for example, you eat chapati in the evening. To top it up, you drink some soda, then you sleep. Did you brush? No. So that's starch, that's sugar. So the bacteria will break down the food stuff inside your tooth. Because remember, you have deep ridges. Food that starts there. Okay? Those ridges, we have bacteria there. We call them, they are normal flora. They reside in your mouth. In your mouth, you have a lot of bacteria, a lot of fungi, a lot of viruses. They are normally there, and there is nothing you can do about it. So, you've eaten this starch, you've taken your soda, then you've slept. So you have like, let's say, a minimum of 8 hours of inactivity. So your mouth becomes an oven that has no oxygen inside. And these bacteria that cause cavities, we call them anaerobic. They don't need, they don't like oxygen. So now it's warm, there is no oxygen, so they thrive. Okay? So they break down now that food that you left into acid. Okay? What will happen now with the acid? The acid will corrode further the ridges that were there. So over time, it keeps corroding now and then, until it's too huge. Now, another thing, it's one of the factors that we consider. The other thing is the type of teeth. We have people with different types of teeth. My enamel is slightly thicker, but yours it's not. Then we share the same habits. You find we eat the same things together, but yours have more cavities. Then you are like, why am I having cavities, yet my partner, we do the same things, we don't brush we brush at the same time. Her teeth are not even discolored. What's happening? So each and every person has their own type of teeth. Each and every person has their own threshold of everything, not only pain, everything. Even the gradation of that acid, the bacterial, colonization, all those. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a new thing that we are learning today, that like there are different personalities, there are also different types of teeth.
True.
So it's not that we are using the same things, we might have the same problems. That is totally out today.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. For those of you who are just joining us, this is a Faith Today television, and we have an expert in the building. Help us understand what really causes the cavities that people are complaining of, why you are losing your teeth. We are also learning that we have different types of teeth. It's very important. So if you have any question concerning this discussion, feel free to use that number on your screen. I am very sure Doctor is here, is going to help us answer all those questions. We also want to understand how serious is this oral health issue in Kenya today? How serious is it?
Actually, it's, what do we call it? What can I say? It's detrimental. It's way beyond serious. Because one, you'll never hear anyone. You see, in those most of the medical camps, nowadays, dental is by the way. Why? They say it's expensive. Of which, most of the diseases, the oral cavity, it's the gateway to your mouth, to your body. Everything you eat passes through the mouth. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it passes through the mouth. So I think right now as I speak, it's now that we are having those medical camps, those outreaches that concern the dental. There is a time, I think last year but one, we were doing those medical camps, the outreach programs around Moranga. And that's when I noted that we have a long way to go. A long way to go. Because you find some people, not some people, everyone does not know how to brush. The basic brushing. If you don't know how to brush, when to brush, you'll definitely have problems.
And I think that is something I'm interested in learning. Those of you who are just joining us, remember this program is sponsored by Jessica Hospital. You know, when you grew up, I don't know whether they taught us to brush the wrong way, or people didn't have enough research on how to brush. Because all of us, most of the people really brush, but we are wondering, why are these issues coming up? Because I remember when I was growing up, they told us to brush like this. I don't know how they taught you. For you, how were you taught to brush when you were growing up, as compared to how you're brushing right now when you have this information?
Actually, as far as I'm concerned,
yes,
you are ahead.
I am ahead.
I saw my first toothbrush when I was joining Form 1.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. When I was joining Form 1.
A dentist?
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
that's what pushed me to this. But to be sincere, we were not taught how to do it.
How was it in your home? Is it Muranga? Did you come from Muranga?
No.
Okay. How was it like?
Well, it's a village.
Yes.
It's a pure village, a true village. Ndeya. Have you ever heard of the name Ndeya?
Okay.
It's around Kikuyu area.
Okay.
So at that, but nowadays it's not. Nowadays it's called Nairobi Ndogo. But nowadays, but that time it was a real village. We didn't have those resources. A toothbrush was something not common. Even the ones who are well off, they didn't know how to use it. Yes, they have it, but they don't know how to use it. Why? Because there was nowhere we were taught how to do it. In school, yes, oh, this is a toothbrush, oh, this is a toothpaste. But who has it? No one. In high school, the same. Because those are things that were supposed to be taught early. So in high school, you are not taught. That's why even up to now, we don't know how to do it. Like 98% that people don't know how to brush.
So brushing is not something that we can take like as, I mean, it's not obvious.
Yeah, it's not
because
obvious.
you have tooth, you know how to brush.
But
there is a right way to brush and a wrong way to brush. And I think that is something that we need to really dig deep in our second segment. You're saying but? You're adding something?
I was saying but.
Yeah.
You see, our teeth were not that bad. Do you know why? Yes, we didn't have this toothbrush. But we had the stick one, the mswaki.
Actually, where I come from, it's called muswaki.
Yeah, it's mswaki. Actually, we call it mswaki. So you see, at that time, you had the mswaki. After every meal, you brush. So you find your teeth are okay. Now you come to high school. You don't have the mswaki. Okay? You have this brush. You don't know how to use it. You don't know when to use it.
And you want to fit in.
Now what do you do? So you find you are used to now the mswaki throughout, your teeth are perfect. But when you can now go to another setup, the culture shock that will hit you, it shows, okay, I can't use mswaki here. First of all, there are no trees there to keep chipping for the mswaki.
Yeah.
So what you do, now you are introduced to the toothbrush. That's how I did.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it. So I just follow. Just pass it
routine.
along the teeth.
Yeah. Wow. I think this is getting very exciting. This show is really totally different today because we learn now, I try to now connect your passion to pursuing dental health, oral health is linked to you not having access to the toothbrush, and now the expertise you're giving us, helping us understand that just having a toothbrush does not guarantee that you know how to really use it. It is something that I want you to actually show us in the second part of our discussion. For those of you who are just joining us, it is getting deeper. You don't want to miss this. In case you have any question concerning this discussion, use that number on your screen. And the earlier you do, the better. In the second segment, I want to promise you, we are going to talk about how oral health, he talked about as a gateway to our entire body. How does it really relate? How does it affect our bodies? We are going to also learn about so much more, talking about prevention, and you don't want to miss this. Again, this program is brought to you by JCK Hospital. We're going to take just 1 minute. When we return, all that information is going to be available. Thank you, and see you in a bit.
Transform Weekend is here. 3 days of worship, teaching, celebration, and transformation. We kick off on Friday, March 21st with our family worship night led by Faith Today Ministers. On March 22nd morning, we start the day with 2 powerful sessions. Men of Destiny Breakfast with Pastor Geoffrey Kilonzo and Daughters of Faith Breakfast with
Hi viewers, I come to share good news with you today, and the good news is that I have a new book. My first book actually. This book is called Threads of Destiny, and I say it is in the hands of the Master Weaver. Why did I write this book? It's because after going through many different kind of things in my life, some very painful, traumatic, and also good things that God has done, I realized that in the journey of life, God is like God working, like the weaver works through a basket or doing something with the threads. And I realized that from down here, we see the mess of our lives, we see the failures, we see the pains, but from above, the Master sees the beauty of what He's making out of us. And through my life, I decided it is good to be able to share my story, because as somebody said, every life is a story if we care enough to listen. And so I wrote this book to just be able to bring hope to somebody who may be feeling hopeless, to bring, restoration where there is desperation, and to tell you that God gives a second chance in life, but you must be willing to take that chance. And so I welcome you to order a copy of this book. It is only 1,000 shillings, and or $10 for those who are outside of the country. You can order through the number on the screen, and we'll be able to get you a copy of this book. God bless you as you read it. Give it to somebody else, and I know they will be helped. Amen.
Hello there, my name is Enoch. Taking care of your health should be a top priority. Looking at the various engagements that we have today, it is so easy to forget about our health, mental well-being. That is why we introduce to you the Healthy You Talk Show, a brand new show that is going to address matters concerning your health, nutrition, stress management, mental health, name it. We bring to you a wide range of experts who are going to be touching pertinent issues concerning our health. Tune in every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live on Faith Today TV. Greetings and welcome back once again to the second segment of our discussion. We have an expert in the building who is helping us understand our oral health, how to optimize it, what really exposes us to the problems that we are experiencing today. We've got a very interesting story about how he gotten to be so passionate about oral health, and I think that is something that you don't want to take lightly. Someone had to go in to study this course for so many years just to help so many people. So, and I see so many of you have already sent in your questions. That is very good. I want to encourage you to continue sending in your questions. The earlier you do, the better. Before we took the break, we gotten to know that there is a right way to brush and the wrong way to brush. And we all have different types of teeth. That is something that most of us, we are not really very acquainted to, but this program is very helpful. We have Mr. James Kariuki in the building helping us bring this down to the bottom line. Actually, you are really giving us quality info. And I know we are going to talk about the technique, which is very important. Those of you who can see, we have, is it a dental, what do you call this?
It's a model.
A model. It's not a dental formula.
It's not.
It's a model. Okay. So we will get to know what really it entails and how you can manipulate it. But Daktari, before we go to the questions, there's something important you highlighted. I want you to now really expound on. You said oral health is a gateway to our entire body. How so? Help us understand how these are connected, you know.
So let's say, for example, their mouth, whatever goes inside the body has to pass through the mouth, unless now you do it the intravenous way. So the mouth can limit you to eat. If you don't eat, you are wicked. You might even die.
Exactly.
So let's say, for example, let's take now this the pathway from now another point of view. These conditions, these diseases we have now affecting the teeth, this bacteria. I like using the bacteria more because they are more detrimental than the others. So let's use the bacteria. We have this bacteria that causes periodontal disease. Now the periodontal disease is that gum disease whereby even the teeth become mobile. That bacteria has been attributed to heart diseases. Okay? So your heart disease started with bleeding gums.
Bleeding gums.
Is bleeding gums painful? No. So you see, in the, let's say in your later life, you end up having heart disease, which you could have prevented from way before it even became bleeding gums. So you see, it's the pathway.
So
you get it?
I now get it. And I think that's very important for our viewers, those who might take this issue lightly. Imagine you having a heart problem, but the link is,
it started
in the mouth. Imagine bleeding, because people don't take that serious.
Yeah.
You see blood on your gums, rather on your toothbrush, and you think maybe that is minor. It is not the case.
It's not.
That's quite interesting. I know there are other diseases that you could highlight on.
There are so many actually.
But for now, would you mind, because there are those who sent in questions earlier, I want you to do justice to them.
Aye.
Okay, we have Caleb in Ruiru. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have forwarded this link to your family members and the rest of your team. It's very helpful. Caleb says, good morning. Are baby teeth really that important to care for if they will fall out anyway?
Hi, Caleb. First of all, baby tooth. It's baby tooth because it belongs to that baby. And it's very, very important to that baby. One, the kid uses it to eat with, chewing. Two, they are for now the self-confidence of the kid. Because you see, if the teeth are not there, anaitwa mapengo. So you find that kid will become withdrawn. Three, and the most important, that tooth is there for a reason. It's there because it's keeping that space for the permanent tooth. Got it?
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, the milk teeth, they are 20. The incisors, the canine, and 2 molars. Those are replaced with the incisors, adult incisors, the canines, and the premolars. So if you remove one, let's use examples. Okay? Let's say in the milk teeth, you remove, most of the times, you find, we call them home. Now the crowding. Most of the times it happens for the canines. So the canines are up here. Got it? Do you know what happened for it to reach there? One of the milk molars was removed early. When it was removed early, the permanent molar is the first, most of the time is the first permanent tooth to grow. Before the lower ones come off, it's the first one to grow. So you find it found a space, an empty space. So it drifted forwards towards the space. Get it? Now, we have already reduced space because that space was for the permanent premolar. Now the premolar grows. So what will it do? It will push still forward. The canine usually is the last tooth to grow. The upper canines. So when it's growing, these other teeth, the premolars, already have pushed forward, so there is no space. So what will happen? You end up with a overgrown.
Overgrown. Wow.
So it's very important. If a kid has a cavity, please have it filled as soon as possible. As soon as before it becomes painful.
Becomes painful. Caleb, you get a very generous answer. We have another question. What about us who use charcoal toothpaste? Are we safe?
As we said, the brushing, if now the charcoal is abrasive. If you have to use it, don't use it daily. Have an alternative, because charcoal is very aggressive to the tooth. I believe they want them to become white. I believe so. So if you can do it in the morning, then in the evening use a toothpaste that will rebuild the enamel. Because if you use charcoal, let's say for example a whole month continuously, in the following month you will start having sensitivity. You can take that to the bank.
Wow, take that to the bank. Please remember to put your name as well and where you are sending your question from, so that we know how best to follow up and give you the best from this. I noticed I have a small cavity but have been ignoring it. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, you have a small cavity, but you are still waiting. Now, this, having a small cavity and waiting on it, it's like having a pothole on the road. A small pothole. What will happen to that pothole over time? So over time, it goes on increasing in size because it's being used. Woe be unto you when it rains. Now that pothole will become like it cover the whole road.
Yeah.
So make sure you treat that cavity as soon as possible, have it filled.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might end up losing that tooth after some sleepless nights.
After some sleepless nights. That's very important. We have another question coming in from Tarus Kasarani. Are electric toothbrushes better than manual ones? Asking for my dad.
Yeah, I believe they are better, but if you use them well.
Why are they even there? Like,
they are there because you see, an electric toothbrush, we have two types. We have the ultrasonic one, which uses like it goes to and fro very fast ultrasonically. Then we have another one which goes around. So they do a better job than the manual one, but it's slightly not affordable to most people. So that's why it's not that used, but it's the best.
it's the best. Okay. Those who can afford it.
Yeah.
Yes. We have another question coming in. We haven't quite a number today. We have some doctors say fluoride toothpaste isn't safe. I repeat, some doctors say fluoride toothpaste isn't safe. Is it true?
One, I believe fluoride, now what we use in the toothpaste, the fluoride is used to add some more enamel. Once the fluoride, it creates a crystal called hydroxyapatite crystal. That hydroxyapatite crystal is the one which builds the enamel. So from my point of view, from my point of knowledge, fluoride toothpaste is the best. We have some people, another school of thought, who say, oh, fluoride is not good for your overall health. Well, the fluoride that is in the toothpaste that you use to brush with, it's very minimal. The fluoride that you take throughout the day, from the foods, from the veggies, from the what, it's like 3 times higher. So please use that fluoride toothpaste for your own health. Yeah.
Fluoridated toothpaste,
Yeah,
good for your own health. I think our viewer Taras from Kasarani has a point here. Maybe you could also help us understand. Are there contraindications to this fluoridated toothpaste?
Contraindications?
Yeah, like are there people who are not supposed to use this fluoride toothpaste?
No.
Are there conditions in which that toothpaste that is fluoridated is?
I don't believe there is any condition that's
okay. So
that's contraindicated for fluoride toothpaste.
So it is safe to use
because it's very minimal.
Okay.
And furthermore, it's topical.
Yeah.
You're not ingesting it.
Okay. Sawa. Tarus, I hope you have been answered. And another one is asking, this is Joy from Thome, says, is it safe to use bicarbonate soda when brushing?
Just like I said that about charcoal, use it sparingly. Don't use it throughout. There are some things which we use, but we are not supposed to use continuously. One is those bicarbonate soda, charcoal, mouthwash. Don't use every day. Don't use like continuously. Yeah.
So how is it different from the toothpaste? I mean, what are we looking for in this carbonate? What are we looking for in the mouthwashes?
Let's use the bicarbonate soda. Yeah. Bicarbonate soda, they use, most of the people use it now to whiten the teeth. It brightens the teeth. Why? Because it's a very, what do we call it? It's a very strong base. So anything that is on the extreme, it's not good for your health. Because you find now the teeth are white, but you've injured the cheeks. The cheeks have gotten burnt. You've brightened your teeth, but the gums are not okay. So that's why I don't like using those things. I don't encourage, even the mouthwash, I don't encourage using it daily.
Okay. So you don't encourage to use it daily?
If you have to use something daily, go for maybe warm salty water. That one you can use anytime.
Okay.
Because it's balanced.
It's balanced. Awesome. I have another viewer here. It's called Timo from Kasarani. Learning a lot. I have heard stories from friends saying that they goggled their mouths with hydrogen peroxide and it helped with their cavities. Is this advisable?
Hydrogen peroxide, first of all, it's a very strong base. So, yeah, first of all, it's not advisable. Because hydrogen peroxide, it has a burning effect on soft tissue. Yes, you'll have, the tooth will be, you'll feel now that relief. For a short while,
you
feel that relief because now it will create actually it will injure the pulp to an extent that it's damaged, it won't sense. But now what you have done, you've just masked the problem. Got it?
Yeah.
Just like we used cloves. I was talking about using cloves, using ginger, those people who put on the cavity. Yes, it will help you at that time. But one, that hydrogen peroxide, it will burn the soft tissues in the mouth. Actually, it burns. To an extent, if you pour it on your hand, give it some seconds, you pour out, it becomes white. It burns. So it's not the safest of things. And if you have to use it, you have to dilute.
Okay.
A lot. Yeah.
Wow. That's very insightful info you're giving us, and help us understand. Most people believe brushing twice a day is enough, but what is proper oral? What does proper oral health hygiene entail?
Brushing. No, we come back now to the brushing. Brushing twice daily. We advise that, but when? You can say twice, then you brush before supper and after breakfast. Have you helped yourself really? No. So what you do, if it's brushing twice, do it after breakfast. Why? Because now the bacteria that was in the mouth overnight, you remove it. And brush before you're going to sleep, after supper. just before getting into bed. Why? Because if you brush before before going to bed, actually what we advise, after brushing, use a fluoridated toothpaste. Just pour out, don't rinse with water, and sleep. Why? Because we need that fluoride to create the hydroxyapatite crystals so that they will help regenerate the enamel. Got
Okay.
it? So overnight.
Yeah.
But I have a saying that goes, we brush in the evening to protect our teeth. We brush in the morning to protect our friends.
Protect our friends. Okay. That one is a bit deep. If we go deeper, we may lose so many viewers. But that is interesting in a conversation you're having from Daktari here. You are also going to help us understand now the technique, because I feel like most people are missing out on the technique. Yes, they know I have to brush like 2 times in a day. You talk about after breakfast in the morning, and then you also talked about after supper as you're going to sleep. It's important to brush. Now we know when to brush. Now we want to understand the technique. How do we brush our teeth? What is the proper way of brushing the teeth?
Let's do it practically. So, the ideal time for brushing is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes, you split it into 4. The same way you split your mouth into 4. Okay? So you have from the first incisor, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third and fourth. So you decide which side to start with from the inside. From the inside, you see?
Yeah.
It's not like it's a floor that you have to scrub. No, it's your mouth.
So this is not a flow.
Do it gently.
We are talking about your mouth.
Be gentle with your mouth.
Be gentle with your mouth.
Yeah.
Good.
Then you ward off anything that is in there. Same as this side.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can come now to the outer one. The same. Okay. Then the tongue.
The tongue.
Outwards. Okay. Then after you are finished, now you can come close like this. Then you do the circular motion ones.
Okay. So it's not our business of doing this that we grew up.
You see, this up and down you did already.
Okay.
So now you go the circular way.
So I think we've been missing.
Then we miss. Then after that now you floss.
What do you mean by floss? What do you mean by floss?
Oh, I forgot to say floss. Floss is it's a string, a fluoridated teeth string, which we use to brush in between the teeth. Because you see the brush, it will clean, but there is something at the middle there. What will happen to it? You leave it there. So you floss. You use that string to pull out everything from inside the teeth, the interdental space.
Yeah.
But if you have an electric toothbrush, that's why I was saying it's the best.
Yeah.
It's ultrasonic.
Yeah.
So you just place it. It goes. It's like now what we are doing like this, only that it's going very fast. So it will clean much faster.
Yeah.
And much better.
Yeah. All right, I think that's very important. It's something that we have been doing wrongly, but at least you have helped us understand. As we close this, help us understand, because we know prevention is better than cure. Yeah? What are the top 3 things people should do to protect their teeth and gums as we close?
First one, proper brushing. That is the timing, how to do it, and flossing. Second one, checkups. Timely checkups. I prefer we do it every year, but there are some people who I always advise every 6 months just come for checkup, considering the enamel is. If I see your enamel is a bit weak, every 6 months come for checkup. The third one, treat that cavity as soon as possible. Treat that bleeding gums soon as possible. Don't wait. Take that first step right now. So the most important things. And another one, which was not there, your diet. Take lots and lots of water. Avoid this garbage, this too much starch.
Yeah.
My kids call them junk food.
They call them junk food.
Junk food. Actually, you can't even buy them, that one.
Okay. It's something that you have trained your children.
I don't know. I think it's in school because I'm not the one. I won't brag I'm the one.
Yeah.
But if you say we are going to eat this, no, they'll tell you no.
Yeah.
That's junk.
Oh, that's quite interesting.
And lots of vegetables.
Lots of vegetables. I know we don't have time. We have so many questions coming in. Probably we can accommodate this in the next session. As we wrap up, what is your final message to our viewer in 1 second?
My final message. Please take care of oral health. Please, I repeat, take care of your oral health. Since your oral cavity, your mouth is the gateway to your body. Jipende na upende mdomo wako. Our motto for this oral health month has been a healthy mouth, a healthy mind.
Perfect. I cannot add on that. A healthy mouth is a healthy mind. That has been it from Mr. James here, Kariuki, an oral expert who has given us quality information, and we really can't thank you enough. Thank you for your expertise and your valuable time. And of course, a special thanks goes to JCK Hospital that has made this program possible. For our viewers, I know there are those of you who are watching us from hospital, you are under any form of treatment, probably you're receiving it from home. We always pray for you, and we trust that that medication or any kind of treatment you're receiving from the doctors will work on you. This is our belief, that the doctors who are helping you out are an extension of God's healing hand. And we always pray and trust that your healing will come forth speedily in Jesus' name. My name is Enock Kitondekijja, and this has been The Healthy You. We want to also remind you that JCK Hospital will be having a medical outreach, a medical camp. They have been generous with these camps ever since they are started in Wiki. So if you're around Wiki, check out their social media platform, get the dates, get the venue, and so that you will be helped. This is all possible because of JCK Hospital. Again, until we meet next time, stay proactive, stay informed, stay healthy. God bless you.
The hospital in Roysambo along Lumumba Drive. We are level 4 facility, SHA accredited.